Oh, yeah. Buenos dias, motherfuckers. Whoa,
What was that accent? No, ma'am.
We have a Spanish person as our guest.
You could say buenos dias, but don't do motherfuckers with an accent. That's not your accent.
That's what a Spanish person sounds like saying motherfuckers. Motherfuckers.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's not.
Si,
Listen.
senor?
No, that is not how you say motherfucker.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry,
Let's try it
Mr.
again.
Rodriguez. Senor Rodriguez. Okay.
Try it again, okay?
Isn't his voice hot, though?
It is.
I
Of
know
course
he
it
is the gayest man alive,
No.
but God, he's attractive. Womp up the jams, womp it up. We broadcasting south of the border, y'all, where we got guac and chips as far as the eye can see. You can build a wall, but you can't hold me back.
All right.
feel
Wow.
I've made a terrible mistake.
No.
No.
No, listen, Señor Rodriguez, you are welcome here. And please.
Bienvenidos, senor.
I'm only one person.
Don't make it plural.
What?
You said
How would I say it?
bienvenidos.
How would I
plural.
say it?
Bienvenido.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
We really.
Senor Rodriguez, I do want to say thank you. And it is so exciting because I only get to come out of the STARS program for two things, gym and foreign language.
Yeah.
And so your class has been like, when all those girls that are dressed like the olden days get released from that cult where they had to all marry the same dude, and they come out of the ground and they're like, oh my God, this is life. That's how I feel when I get to go to Spanish class. It's like, that's my time to shine. So that's why I get so excited. And I've only learned a couple
You're
words.
comparing the STARS program to some sort of insane cult? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I'm not saying that we don't dress like the olden days.
Like in Kimmy Schmidt, she was
That's right.
in the ground with
That's
those
right.
other women.
That's right. Well, we are underground at the STARS
We are
Academy.
underground, but that's not by choice. And you can come up into the light. You're free to come and go.
Didn't mean to
I
offend.
protected your
I've
life.
offended everyone already, and
I
it's only
protected
30
your life, but
seconds.
saved you from yourself
It's
multiple
only 30
times.
seconds into this podcast.
John
Wow.
Hamm is not keeping you captive.
That's right.
I wish he was, though, with his gigantic
Hey,
Get in line.
dog. Poppy! Yes!
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I appreciate your compliment about feeling free in a Spanish class. And so I will forgive you for the fucking comment at the beginning.
And I'll forgive you for having skin that is so well moisturized, I feel like I could jump in and swim a couple laps.
Is that a reference to immigrants fleeing oppressed
No,
countries?
no.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
it definitely wasn't. I just meant I'd love to know, in addition to the many things we're going to interview about today, Senor Rodriguez, what is your skincare regimen? I want to get to.
Okay. Tell everyone what they're listening to.
What's up, Wompsters? This is Marissa Wompler. I don't know how old I am, but I am a senior at Marina Del Rey Public High School. This is my senior podcast project for the STARS Academy, which is an alternative learning program I'm a part of, taught in the basement of Marina Del Rey Public High School. My ride or die / soul sister / mentor / teacher at the STARS Academy, Charlotte, quote, Shardog Listler,
Hashtag turnaround.
is to my right. And we are using Womp It Up, the podcast, as an experience.
a voyage around the world, if you will.
A voyage around the world, or just in the Marina Del Rey area to
There's
interview
so
the
many
environs. People in the environs, what makes them tick.
We are currently recording between and betwixt the stacks of the Marina Del Rey Public High School. Set up a pup tent situation.
That's right.
We got Sam on the cans. Hopefully he won't say anything rude.
Or see his dong. I know, in fact, when he heard about John Hams, he started to fumble to get his out,
okay.
but that's all right.
Get
Sam,
in line.
Get in line. Now, we have as a special guest today, Señor Guillermo Rodriguez.
That's right.
And he is the brand new Spanish teacher here at Marina Del Rey Public High School. In addition, he started it's called Latinx Club, which we're going to find out what that is, because
There are a lot of Latinx students at our school. That's for sure.
Latinx, is that a what? You know what? Let's get right to that. Actually, what is Latinx?
Latinx is a gender-neutral term that refers to anyone of Latino background, which actually I just misspoke because I just said Latino background.
And now what were you supposed to say?
Latinx background.
Latinx.
You don't say Latino,
'Cause that
Latina anymore.
You don't.
No.
Oh,
Now, why
because you
isn't it
don't-
Latinx?
You could say that as well.
Okay.
Wait, what's the difference?
Latinx.
Latinx. Instead of, that sounds like I need a T-nex.
What
My
is
nose is
Like a
running.
tissue paper. I have a runny nose. Could you have a Latinx to wipe my nose?
Exactly. That's how I think. And by the way, in class, because you only speak Spanish, I literally don't know what the fuck is going on.
A de veras, yo puedo. Ok, vamos a empezar clase ahora mismo. Okay, that's okay. Great. This is a.
I didn't know anything of
You
what
also
you just said.
You scream in the class. Yes, that's
like
why.
that?
You ask. This
Whenever you speak Spanish, you start screaming? Wow.
It's too much information.
That is.
Mira, te lo voy a enseñar ahora. See.
Wow.
So you asked me to do this
Es no bueno.
podcast. No, bueno. No, bueno.
I know I try. And I'm still also trying to figure out what my Spanish name is going to be. We're all picking Spanish names.
Yes, Guadalupe.
Right?
That's what I would say.
Really?
Guadalupe, for sure. Doesn't she look like a Guadalupe?
Sure.
Me
When
llama Guadalupe.
Well, I want
Guadalupe would not scream.
No.
She's a virgen, so that works, right? The Virgen
Sure.
de Guadalupe.
Virgen.
Virgen, is that
Yeah,
how you say
Virgen
it?
de Guadalupe,
Virgen de
yes.
Guadalupe. No one's ever touched her hot box, so so that in that way we're similar, right?
Haven't they? Touched your hot box through thick jeans.
Through thick jeans, but not really anything substantial. If anything,
Coat rack.
How do I say in Spanish just the tip? Solamente el tipo.
You just nailed it.
I thought tipo meant
So to
like
speak.
type.
Tipo is
Only
type.
the type.
I thought you were doing a Spanglish. Solamente
No,
el tip.
I wanted to say
Oh, I like
the
that.
tip of a penus. Is that how you say it? Los penus?
Sure. Or is this a sex podcast?
No. Although, yes.
It's sexy as
sexy
hell.
podcast.
It's a
we should
sexy
do hot
podcast.
topics, guys.
Sex topics.
No,
Okay.
we should do hot topics. So, Señor Rodriguez, this is just where we talk about what's going on in our life.
Caliente
All right?
topics.
Ah! When you speak Spanish, it makes me scream inside. But I have to, as a teacher, I have to swallow it down and be patient with my
That's
students.
what she said.
All right, let's
All
get
right,
into
let's
it.
get
Just the
into it.
people.
Just. Ooh! Oh, Señor Guillermo is kicking it hot, delivering it hot and fresh. We do a lot of dancing, and that's
Yes.
exciting. Since Señor Rodriguez came to school, we've been having a lot of salsa dancing.
You do dance breaks, right? When you're moving from station to station,
That's right.
you
We
do a
do
listening
dance breaks.
station.
That's
Yes.
right. I actually injured a few kids during my salsa break because some of my flab hit somebody in the face, and you got to get.
Well, when you get spun out, sometimes you can't control it.
Well,
right?
sometimes centrifugal force makes a lot of my excess belly skin fling a different direction than my body is going.
Yeah.
So it can get
Sounds-
dangerous. But that's part of dancing, you know, is
sounds
the
painful.
danger, is the tension. Yes, it is. It is. All right. So Hot Topics is just a segment, Senor Rodriguez, where we just say what's kind of going on in our lives. And you got a lot going on because you just moved here.
I did, yes.
You are living, where are you living these days?
I'm living right next to the beach.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, not to be confused with beach.
No,
Like a
right next to
rude-
the bitch,
That's
like somebody
right.
that you dated maybe, or like
Yes,
somebody.
I've dated plenty of bitches. Bitches. I'm gay, but I call all of my exes bitches.
Of course.
Oh, I see.
Of course.
Porque no son como mierdas, hijos de puta. Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think you said something rude there.
Something
I
about
did.
punta.
This is-
I heard punta. What does that mean?
Punta?
Did I
Punta
hear
is
some-
point.
Oh, okay.
Solamente la punta, pero puta is, yeah, that's word.
Puta.
This is
You said
Solamente
la puta.
la punta.
What does that mean?
Only the point. I like that. That's going to be your go-to, okay?
Okay. So you're living by the beach.
The beach.
And you are rollerblading to work every day.
Yes, I'm rollerblading to work every day. It is a dream come true. I moved here from Miami, where I also live next to the beach.
To the bitch, your ex, or you? Or
Right, I was
Yes.
living with my ex at the beach.
Okay.
We were living next to the beach, and now I live on the beach, and I am single. Are we all caught up? Okay.
Si, senor.
Have you ever made love to a woman?
No, I am a gold star gay.
They call it gold star if you've never made love to a woman.
Estrella de oro.
No, not even a motorboat or something early on.
Oh,
Young, and you're young. When you were a little, and you grew up in Cuba, is that correct?
yes.
So when you were in Cuba in your young days, you were smoking on a cigar, I'm sure, since you were 12, and were you?
It was my pacifier,
It was
actually.
your pacifier.
They would give me a cigar.
Right.
I would cry when someone would speak English to me.
Right.
As a baby.
Interesting.
As a baby, and they would
Yes.
give you a
I'm
cigar.
like, that
to-
is the capitalist monster.
Right.
And then they would put a pacifier in my mouth, which was a cigar.
Got it.
And you didn't at all, because I would think from such a traditional culture, it was not going to be very accepted that you were gay. And so did you ever try to conform to date a woman or a girl?
Yes, I see what you are saying. And yes, I would hide my homosexuality
Right.
by dry humping.
What?
Always with consent.
Oh, dry humping a woman. Yes.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Someone always my age. From the
Right.
age of 12 to 22.
You were solamente
Before you came out.
solamente dry humping a woman's leg.
Yes.
Okay, and that seemed to work okay
And for
you.
women, in a lot of cases,
That's
that's
good.
enough.
Hey, listen.
That's enough.
I keep saying all this stuff about me being a Viet hen, and the truth is, I don't really want something in there because it doesn't seem
Well,
like
the
it's going to
tampons
be
haven't
as
gone
good.
well.
They haven't.
What?
We've lost a couple. A lot of people, a lot of tampons down is what we'd say if this was
Yeah.
a military scenario. A lot of lost. What do you say when in the military when you have
Black
a
Hawk
plane
down.
Political prison. They
They're
disappear.
they disappear.
Latex down.
If my pussy is a political prison,
All right.
these tampons have disappeared.
You need a, what's that, boat lift?
Okay. All right, we should get back. So anyway, hot topics. What's going on? What's really going on in each of our lives, right? I got to tell you, we're fresh off of that live episode, which by now people have heard.
Yeah, wow.
And
a
you
lot of upsets.
agreed to
What did I agree to?
get married.
What? I blacked out during that. I didn't agree to marry that Bible thumping weirdo, did I?
Yes, he proposed to you.
What?
And you said, yes, I will. I do.
Well, that wasn't right. That was the pressure of the crowd.
Yeah.
That was very much like a Beauty and the Beast scenario where the crowd was getting me riled up, kill the beast.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there. It was my first week here in.
Oh my gosh, and you came to the live show all
Yes,
the
and
way
I
into West Hollywood
I
to
did,
see it.
Yeah, I chanted.
Were you
God,
already
Mary.
in West Hollywood for some reason?
I rollerbladed.
All the way from Marina Del Rey. This
Wow.
is why he's in such good shape.
He's
you
in
have
great
almost
shape.
no body fat. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
No, I have no body fat.
You have no body fat. Wow. Yeah, because he's in great shape and he's so tan.
Yeah.
Is that your skin or is that a
It is my real skin.
That's your
Yes.
real skin. Oh God, that's the color I want. Could I bring you into the tanning salon?
Sure, just take a picture of
Or
it.
just take a picture of it.
That's better.
But sometimes it
Or you
gets
could
No,
just
you're-
put a filter on your own skin, do a selfie and then do a
you
filter.
put a filter on your own skin.
Hey,
bitch.
what the hell is... ¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó con este puta?
Oh no te puta.
I should not be cursing like this.
No, you
So,
shouldn't.
well,
I'm a
wait.
very bad example.
No one at Marina Del Rey High knows how to speak Spanish other than you, so
You can
it's- and
curse all
the
you want as
students,
long as it's Spanish.
So probably no one's going to be paying any attention.
You know what's strange is like in Los Angeles, we do have a lot of people who speak Spanish, but in
Yeah.
Marina Del Rey, almost nobody. That's what's strange about it. We've got
there are quite a few Latinx students though,
but
right in your club.
Yes, in my club.
but who don't speak Spanish. That's what's weird. Is like they're raised by parents who moved to Marina Del Rey. They wanted to strictly raise them in an American culture, and now they're rediscovering their roots, which is really exciting.
I think it is very exciting. They're trying to assimilate their culture, right? The parents are.
That's
and
right.
Trying not to have Spanish in the house.
Right.
But I would like to liberate these students and have the Spanish. And that is also why I curse so much.
Right.
Because it is how people speak in life.
Right. This is
what I mean?
exactly. Well, what I love about your class is we're not sitting there conjugating verbs. We're not, reading a book. You have set up different stations that are, okay, so you need to buy drugs in Tijuana, right? Who's going to play the person selling the drugs? Who's going to pay the person buying them, okay? You're, let's say, trapped in a Mexican prison. How are you going to get out? Right?
Right.
Real
How are you
life
gonna argue?
scenarios?
Yeah, real life scenarios. That's right. And a lot of them are from the movie Traffic. Mm-hmm. I played Catherine Zeta-Jones, which I thought I
You
did.
screamed the whole time. Anytime anyone else spoke in the scene, you would just,
Well, that was her interior monologue because that's terrifying, But she'd made a deal with the devil at that
I'd
point.
love for there to be some examples of, not drug related or prison related scenarios. I know you want to keep the kids engaged, but something,
This
different.
is kid-driven suggestions.
Yeah.
What would
Oh,
you
I
like to
see,
see
I
us do
see.
more of?
I would like to see, like a dancing scene.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like a dancing scene. Like, how do you get this person to dance with you?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
like
okay.
love.
Okay.
And like, what drugs are we going to use later tonight?
Okay.
Because we hit it off so well.
Okay. You know what? We got to go to a break.
How do you say speedballing in Spanish?
Pelota de speed.
All right. Getting in the vibe here.
Oh, you've got a Speedo underneath that three-piece suit.
It's very hot down here.
This is something else. And he's packing. He's got a John Hamm situation of his own. Ay, ay, ay.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Wompsters. Paul Scheer watches a lot of bad movies on How Did This Get Made. Sometimes I join him. Well, Paul and Amy Nicholson from The Canon have a new podcast I'm really excited about called Unspooled here on Earwolf. The first episode is out right now and you must listen. Paul and Amy watch all the classic movies you're supposed to have seen but haven't. All the all-time greats like Citizen Kane, and they're going to watch everything on the AFI 100 list like Taxi Driver, The Graduate, and Pulp Fiction. They explore the crazy backstories like how a group of Hollywood bigwigs tried to stop Citizen Kane from being made. They apparently wanted to burn it. They're coming for Womp It Up next. And they bring on film experts to talk about what happened behind the scenes. It's a really, really great podcast. Check it out. You can listen to Unspooled now in Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Welcome back to Womp It Up, the all Spanish edition, where we don't speak Spanish, we talk to a Spanish person. This is Marissa Wompler. We're talking with our special guest, Guillermo Rodriguez, a.k.a. Señor Rodriguez, our new Spanish teacher. And you know, what I had a question about is what happened to Señorita Corrado. Where did she go? Because she'd been at the school for decades.
Yeah, and she wasn't going to retire.
No, in fact,
think
she
had-
said, "I will die in this classroom."
Yeah,
is what
so
she had said.
I wonder what. Do you have any intel on that?
About where she went?
On the underground Latinx network,
Yeah.
which is a private Facebook group, I got a word that someone was going to die in a classroom, and it was in a neighborhood by a beach.
Oh my God!
I was living in the beach next to Miami, and I'm like, I have to go to there. And so I was like, I'm dying here on this beach. I want to go over there, and if I'm gonna die in a classroom, I'm gonna die on a classroom next to a beach. And
I'm confused.
So somebody
you
wrote-
thought you were going to a classroom to be
To
killed,
yes,
but when you got here, someone was already killed.
No, he heard that somebody was going to die In Marina Del Rey High
Right.
School.
Right.
Now, this is interesting because
But
now
then-
we're uncovering what it seems to be a murder plot.
But what do you mean you were already dying?
He was like, you're dead end life.
Yes,
You're living next to your ex. It's just like, no, Miami
I
is
see,
a
I
small
see.
town.
Right.
You know,
Sure,
and you
it's the
wanted to go
smallest
to
of all the towns.
All of-
It's tiny.
no nightlife. The
So
people's bodies
boring.
aren't as good as
No.
Marina
Yeah.
Del Rey. You know, not a lot of culture,
Yeah.
mixing of cultures.
Right. There's a lot of puke on the street because everyone's so ugly.
That's
that
right.
you just-
Everyone's so ugly, right? And you needed to come to Marina Del Rey, where,
Yeah,
as
not-
you can see from me,
I don't think there's even a real like gay community there.
no gay
right?
people are in
No
Miami.
LGBT.
Absolutely
No.
not. No.
No,
It's not
and I'd never
friendly.
seen a palm tree before.
No.
When I left after I left Cuba,
Of course.
and then like I miss palm trees.
Right, you missed
yeah.
Podges. They come here now. So this is news to me that Senorita Corrado is dead.
She's dead.
And we don't know how she died, or do you have on your secret Facebook group?
Did she check
may-
out? Did she check out herself? Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think so. She
Is this a
was so-
self-checkout situation?
Well, not if she said she was going to die in the classroom.
No, did she say like, "Hey, listen, I'm checking out," and wants to give a handout to some of her Latinx, brothers?
All right, I was being evasive earlier,
Okay,
and it's not just because English is not my first language.
right.
You speak English very, very well.
Thank you. I can also speak without an accent, but I choose to speak in an accent.
Oh God,
so that-
please don't do that.
Okay, I'm
That's
back to this, back to this,
terrible.
back to
That's terrible.
I'm so sorry. I'm
It's not
sorry.
attractive at all.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Even with a speedo on?
No.
Hello, how do you like this? Oh, okay, I will go back to this. Okay.
No.
A lot of things make you scream.
Yes, especially
Hablando en
that.
español
Yeah.
uh,
Yes.
and talking like this.
No,
on
God,
speedo.
God. No. Okay.
Maybe someone would say she was going to die in a classroom and she wanted to disappear for a while and make it look like she was dead.
Okay.
So someone wanted to start a new life by erasing her previous life.
Wow, well, this makes a lot of sense because she was very unhappy. She wasn't meeting anybody. She was in her 60s, single, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so who knows where she went. You know what? I don't want to know. Good for her. She's gone. She's collecting somebody's collecting that
Drinking
life
Chianti
insurance.
and them fava beans.
God bless. Well, we're so excited that you're here. Senor Rodriguez.
Should we do we didn't really get to hot topics.
Hot
but
topics.
We should do what's cheesing you because we're already in the second segment.
Yeah, before
Okay.
we do that, though, I just want to be clear. We need to come up with some sort of plan to get me out of that engagement because I do not want to be married to that guy. I mean, he was very nice, but that was
why
a
are you
really
telling me that
bad
on
situation.
the podcast?
What do you mean?
Everybody can hear this. We're
Not that
gonna
guy.
Be
He
able
doesn't
to
have a
edit it out.
TV. He doesn't understand podcasts. It was like,
Well, maybe not him, but all of our listeners.
Senor Rodriguez, do you know what it's like when you go on vacation and you fall in love with somebody and it's like working because of the vacation atmosphere and
it's
then you
called
come back home?
Greece. It's called summer lovin'.
Exactly. But
Had
they
you-
ended up together.
Well, sure. But she had to change herself into a sexy leather beast for him.
Well, I would love to
That's
do
not
that.
fair.
I want the makeover, but not the marriage. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, yeah. I hear that. Actually, did they stay together? Like the sequel is two different people, right? Are we talking about Grease?
Are we
Yeah,
talking about
Grease
Grease
2
2?
is
That's
a separate-
disturbing as hell, that
Yeah.
movie. Because that's Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes?
Yeah, it is.
That's strange. What a strange move on her part. We all make weird choices.
She wasn't really who she is yet, right?
No.
She had been in Scarface and nothing else.
You don't go from Scarface to Grease 2.
You do if you're Michelle fucking Pfeiffer.
I guess you do whatever the
Then
fuck
you do
want.
Wolf.
But
And
my,
all bets are off.
but my question, Senor Rodriguez, is have you ever gone on vacation? I know you go on a tremendous amount of vacations.
Oh, yes.
You've only been at this school for a month and you've taken all of your vacation days for the
and
year.
you've
Is that
got
correct?
there are going to be two Latinx trips coming up. One to Cuba, which I don't know how you
Ooh, I wanna
swung
take that. Can I
and
take that?
also one to Hawaii, which isn't.
That's amazing. Can I be a part of Latinx if I'm not Latina? Ooh.
Yes, we just want people who are allies to be in the group.
Of course I'm an ally.
You have
yes.
to fundraise.
For what? I got to sell. Oh, not if it's going to be selling those Mars bars, because last time I did that for the basketball team, I ate it all and it was like a bad thing. They're
No.
still coming after me for that money.
Oh, wow.
And I don't have that money. So what are you guys selling?
You doing a fundraiser?
Yes, we are selling piñatas. that are
Personal piñatas?
personal piñatas that are full of
Drugs.
drugs.
Las drogas?
Drugs. They did not do a background check on me when they hired
Right.
me here.
Say it in
Well-
Spanish and you won't get a check on it.
Well, it sounds like that's a really good, that's a good fundraiser. That's a good fundraiser. Because you don't know what kind of drugs are coming out of that piñata?
The drugs are candy, which are drugs.
Yes.
There's drugs in the candy, so you eat the candy. So this is not a child's piñata. It's an adult piñata.
That's right.
An adult personal piñata.
It has like
Enough drugs to kill someone, enough drugs to just get you lit. What?
drugs in moderation. You know, like it has like
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
Snickers has ecstasy in it. Okay.
That sounds great.
I'm not sure this is a safe venture. Does it come with like a 2 to 4 person piñata or a single person piñata?
Yes, they're
How
like
many servings?
personal piñatas. Like you
Like
can
a
have like,
burro that has just a couple of the drugs.
yeah, exactly. And it will we label all of them. Serves 2, serves 4, serves a dozen.
Will
Right.
last for 12 days. Will last one
Right.
hour. Okay.
We haven't
think-
sold any yet.
Well, believe me, when you start announcing this is going to
Which is
fly.
happening currently.
It is going to fly off
Yeah.
the shelves.
Okay.
I'd like to reserve one for 12 people
Great.
because I figure you, me, Leonard. We could get Seth in on it. Danielle Bartiromo, if she's around. Tracy, Tracy Reardon's going to be hot for it
Oh, totally.
because she sniffs all sorts of glue.
Yeah.
We just get, gutter balls if he's into it, and get some of those Asians that Danielle rocks around
All
with.
right.
You know what I mean? We'll have ourselves a pool party.
And they'll all buy the piñatas, or they're going to be selling them for us? Like
No,
Amway
I'm saying we
style?
get one for 12, and that's a weekend.
But it's a fundraiser, Marissa. You're supposed to be selling these
Oh,
to
I want
other
to buy
people.
one of these.
But then
I don't need
it's to
that.
pay for your trip.
I don't want a bunch of drug-filled piñatas in my Harry Potter bedroom. I can't handle that.
Also, they're all in the shape of Fidel Castro's head.
Oh, okay. So you get real angry, especially if you're Cuban, right? You get real angry. All right.
Wow.
Well, that's an interesting thing. Okay, so anyway, what I did want to ask though, had you ever fallen in love with someone on a vacation, and how do you get out of it?
I fall in vacation every time I leave the house. I mean, I fall in love every time I leave the house. So when I go on vacation, I have also fallen in love.
I bet. Give me an example and how you got out of it.
I also like the idea of every time you leave in the house,
You're falling in love.
in vacation.
Yes.
You know? Because,
That's a way to live your life, right?
yeah.
That's a fuck yes life
hell
right there.
yeah, it is. Put on a hat, pretend that you're at a beach.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
anywhere you are
The
can
beach.
be a vacation.
That's right.
Right?
True. Which is a vacation, which is falling in love with yourself.
I love that live, that la
That's
vida loca.
really good.
We're going to start selling posters too. I think I'm going to
Okay.
make
That's
up
a
these little
great idea.
aphorisms, this is called.
Sure.
Affirmation?
Affirmations.
Aphorism? That sounds
Uh-huh.
like something might happen to your brain.
Oh. Whoop.
After you have one of those personal piñatas by yourself.
Yep.
Unsupervised. Well, yeah, think about it. If you have anything that has happened, because I do need to get out of this, and I'd love to know, how do the Latins break up with people? Is it
Oye,
different?
Lárgate.
What? Largely?
Lárgate.
They loudly.
Yes,
do it loudly.
They say get out, which
That's
is
what
one
they-
word.
Wow.
And that word is
largate.
largate.
Lárgate.
Largate.
Lárgate.
And you know what that is? That's like, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Like,
No.
Here's the thing. It's
Ya no voy a hablar de esta mierda, tú tienes que largarte de mi cara. There you go. Engagement over.
Engagement over finito.
That's very similar to the word for lizard, right? Lagarto.
Sí. Oye, muy
So just
bien.
be careful that you're not saying lizard,
Lizard out. Yeah,
Yeah.
lizard out. All right. Well, I'm going to try that because I think there's a lot to be said for that. Do it with passion, do it with conviction, and don't have a further conversation about it. If you've made up your mind, let's just cut it off.
That's the Latino way. Latinx way.
That's the Latinx way.
Whoa,
We're
boy.
all learning.
We are all learning.
Listen, we
Even
don't
when-
have time for what's cheesing you, which
What?
cheeses me, because I'll tell you what, I had a really good one
Good, do
about a slow jogger.
Oh, that sounds boring.
She was listening to Olivia Newton-John, which tied into
Bullet dodged. Wow. So, what are we moving on to?
well,
Listeners Love Lockdown?
rudeness, apparently.
The next library group is not actually coming in for 15 minutes later than we thought, so you might have time.
Oh, good.
Hey, when you break the piñata,
Yeah.
you can say hello to my little friends.
That's a great idea. I'm going to do a whole
Sam.
theme, Cinco de Mayo theme, pool party themed with a bunch of drugs.
All right.
In
you know
piñatas.
what? Thanks, Sam, for allowing me to tell my story. Even though I got shut down and preemptively told that it wasn't going to be worth it.
I wanna know what you're
Shoo.
feeling.
You going to sing this one in Spanish?
This one?
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Dime lo que está.
¿Qué queso yo? ¿Qué queso tú? 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 Now, what
Que
you
queso tú.
is what cheese you?
Pensando. Huh?
It was a literal translation.
What cheese you?
Okay?
It was exactly.
What cheese you? All right.
All right, here's the deal, okay? I was going on one of my garbage can runs. I like to just go out of the house. I just crawl up into a tree. I exercise myself, all right? And I got onto the boardwalk and I got behind a real slow jogger. Now, I'm not one to tell people how they should exercise their own bodies, but this woman had Olivia Newton-John's greatest hits
Playing out loud?
from her speaker phone.
I've done that. She couldn't find her earphones, right? You
I
think?
don't know. I
I've
think she
done that.
didn't know that earphones even existed. And so I'm jogging behind her having to hear hopelessly devoted to not even like
That's
Xanadu or Magic or Suddenly or one of those more up-tempo OMJ's tunes, you know?
Well, and that's the thing. If you're playing that kind of shit, which, by the way, is arguably the most boring scene in the entire movie. You know what? If I want to pay to watch Olivia Newton-John in a nightgown writing a fucking letter to somebody and then putting it in a pool, then I
Really remember that scene.
it's so boring.
Well, it really
That's
stuck
called
with you.
filler.
Yeah.
That's called filler.
That's probably true.
You know, what did you end up doing?
I ripped that phone out of her hand.
no.
Yeah, and I
What?
threw it into the ocean.
Wow.
What did she do?
She didn't even notice.
Oh.
She just kept jogging.
You know what? That woman needs to be woken up.
So I don't know what's going to happen if she's just going to jog right into the ocean herself.
That's tough.
Have it be an awakening situation.
That's tough. But you know what I think the lesson is there? Be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, and also like get some earbuds. I don't want to listen to, I like to hear nature. I don't want to hear the discordant tones of O and J coming at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You might be the only person who calls her ONJ. Is that correct? Because you're saying it and you keep saying it like it's something that we all know.
The first time I wasn't sure that I said the right initials, but it felt right.
I thought you were saying OMG. That's what when I was confused. ONJ.
yeah.
So you keep trying that. But
What's cheesing you?
you know what? Let's see. Nothing. I'm in a great fucking mood.
Is that right?
Actually, that's not true at all. You know what cheeses me? Your emergency is not my problem. Okay? I'm tired of people making their problems my problems.
Yeah, Miss Twerk used to have that sign up on her desk.
That's exactly
That's
right.
where you got that.
And that is my thing. You know what? Seth, when he's cranky in a bad mood in the morning, suddenly it's my problem to fix. You know what I mean? It's not my problem. You had Castaway, and now she's throwing tantrums, and you're an 85-year-old father. That's not my problem. Okay?
Nope.
So keep your own side of the street clean, because I ain't interested.
Was Seth rude to you this morning?
Yeah, he was rude to me. He's like throwing all sorts of shade my way. I'm like, bitch, I'm not the cause of this, so don't take it out on me, because now I got to deal with your bad mood all day long.
Maybe he knows you're a safe place to land.
Well, you know what? I ain't going to be safe anymore. Okay?
What does
Because
that
I'm going to
mean?
be nobody's doormat.
Wow.
All right?
I like that.
Yeah. Because I'm going to say, lárgate, assholes.
Muy bien.
Lárgate.
Muy bien. You get an A today.
Yes!
Oh, you didn't scream. I like it.
That's what's also nice is we get different grades like throughout the entire day. It's not like we get an A, we get a B, we get a C, and he throws tiny little Snickers at us, little fun size chocolate. That's another reason I love this class.
Sometimes you get tiny Snickers thrown at you just for having emotion,
exactly.
right? Like
just for trying. Like you don't need to know the right word.
Yeah.
It's just okay that you just scream out something. You know what I mean? That
yeah.
sounds like Spanish. You get a fucking Snickers for that.
I love it.
I've often thought that I would love to be a SEAL in like a training scenario because they just get fucking fish for trying, you know?
Well, they often do the trick though, right?
Not all the time.
I guess if they're just training, they're learning to do
That's
the
right.
trick.
That'd be great if you kept like some sort of treats in your pocket, like some sour fish or something and gummy fish and start throwing them at me. I probably would learn more.
But here's the thing. Do they get fed other than the fish for trying? Do they get fed?
Well, I would hope so. Not at SeaWorld because
meals?
they do a lot of fucked up shit
Because
there.
I
but-
think maybe that wouldn't be a great life.
Well, what do you do with your
Well,
cats?
you only get fed if you perform the task I ask.
And you know what? I guess that brings me back to my cheese, which is, you know what? I'm not your fucking SEAL, Seth. So stop asking me to perform like that. Right?
Sure.
I'm nobody's SEAL. Hey, Señor Rodriguez, what's your cheese?
Okay,
Queso.
I might have to.
Tu queso.
Mi queso. Okay, esto es mi queso aquí. I don't like when, let's say, someone bumps into you.
Yeah.
Or no, okay. You bump into someone by accident, okay?
Okay.
You're on your rollerblades, let's say. You're
and
wearing
your shorts.
your shorts. You're by the beach. And you accidentally hit someone.
Okay, but let me just stop you for a
The
second.
beach or the beach?
You
the beach-
hit a beach, a bitch, or you're on the beach?
You're on the beach.
Okay.
Okay, you're on the beach.
And then you
cannot be any
accidentally
clearer.
hit
Okay,
someone.
but you accidentally, let me just stop you for a second. When you say you accidentally hit someone, is that with your dong? Because what you are packing is outrageous. It seems to go down to your mid-calf. So when you're rollerblading, I can only imagine in your booty shorts, something could break loose and you're flopping something and slapping somebody this way and that.
That is a good question.
Which would shock me. Not in a bad way, mind you, but that's all, a matter of taste.
Right, and legality.
And
About
legality.
nudity in public places.
That's right.
But no, you're right. My large,
Largate.
my large largate.
Lagarto.
Like,
It's hard to balance sometimes because it goes one leg is so much heavier
right.
than
Right.
the other one.
Right.
'Cause
You
You ever want to spiral it up and tuck it away?
No, I am not a drag queen when I rollerblade.
Right.
But you know what? You are giving me an idea.
Which is what?
Drag queen rollerblade on the beach.
Oh, it's a great idea. That's
yeah.
a great idea. That's $1 million idea. Is what
But wait
that
a
is.
second. So you bump into someone and then what happens?
Oh,
They give you
and then-
attitude?
well, not yet. You go, ay, perdóname, lo siento, I did not mean to bump into you.
With my
And-
gigantic dong.
Okay.
And they say, it's all good. No, it's not. What is all good? No hay nada bueno que yo te acabo de pegar. And you give me this attitude. This is a bad example. I'm going to try to come up with an example where my penis is not involved.
But
Wait,
wait.
so when they're saying
You're-
it's all good, your point is they're not being truthful to you because they
Exactly.
are pissed. The way they're saying it's all good, you
Is-
can tell what they mean is like,
It's not
actually,
all
that
good.
did piss me off. And in the Latin culture, you say what you mean,
Exactly. So,
That's great. A great lesson for all of us.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So you would prefer for that person to say what? Hey, you slap me in the face with your dong. Don't do that again. That really pissed me off.
yes, that's exactly right. Or because saying it's all good is like a passive aggression,
Aggressive. That's right.
which is worse than
That's
the
right.
initiating aggression.
That's right. That's right.
Is what I'm saying.
You know what? I absolutely agree with you.
Gracias.
I absolutely agree with you.
I'll
and
give
by
you
the way,
another A.
if you want to slap me in the face with your dong, Señor Rodriguez, anytime.
Let me look over my handbook.
That's
Yeah.
not allowed.
It's not allowed. Okay.
Definitely
But
not allowed.
on the beach, anything goes.
That's right. When
Right?
I'm off the clock and I'm on my blades.
That's right. Anything goes. All right.
Is that an ONJ song as well?
Anything goes. Maybe she performed
That's
that
a
one
Rodgers
time
and Hammerstein
in
song.
Long Island or something.
All right. So should we
Take
go
a
to
break. We should take a break.
Okay, you take a break. Woo!
All right, we'll be back after these messages.
What's up, Wompsters? Are you a fan of badass bitches who are super funny? I know you are. And you want to find out what happens when women break society's unwritten and totally BS rules? Well, you got to listen to Unladylike, one of my favorite podcasts that does just that. It's hosted by hilarious Kristen Conger and Caroline Irvin, and this week they are kicking off season 2 with a special episode featuring the hilarious comedian Nicole Byer that is all about how to swipe right when the dating world feels oh so wrong. Later this season, they're going to tackle everything from why getting dressed for work is so hard. Put on a pair of Umbros, ladies. And what to do when you love your kids, but you don't love being a mom. Listen to Unladylike now in Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. But have you been
most of that
anywhere
was
south
as
of
an
the
operative,
border?
though?
Of course.
I mean, I've gone there on vacay, a couple times. Vacay. Yeah. When I leave my house, I fall into vacation. But yeah, no, I think I'm drawn to the passion, the passion of the passion that they feel for their families, for their lovers.
You had a brief affair with, who was the Nicaraguan bad guy? Noriega?
I can't say his name.
Who was that guy?
I can't say his name.
You had an affair
I can't
with
say his
Manuel Noriega?
I can't say.
Isn't that him?
I'm not saying any names. I'm not naming names.
Well, who is it who calls you sometimes and says, hey, it's Manny? You call him Manny. That's right.
No.
You said you were a part of that whole thing.
What did I tell you? I'm not talking about this.
That guy doesn't have good skin. Is that correct?
No, that's true.
Looks like the face of a pineapple.
He looks like the guy from Grease 2.
Yes, he does.
The threat, the villain in Grease 2, right? What was his name?
Did you fuck Manuel Noriega?
Not Scarface.
No,
What was his
it's
name?
Craterface.
Craterface. That's the one.
Craterface.
All right, we're going to do Listeners Love Lockdown right now, okay?
I'd love for you to answer that, though. He was a bad man. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think he was a really bad man.
All right, we're opening up Listeners Love Lockdown. The emails, people have been writing in furiously wanting our advice in their love lives. So we got, it says, good day, Miss Listler, Marissa guest. My scenario is, I went out with a lady for 3.5 years and we broke up about 8 years ago. She was my only girlfriend ever and I haven't looked for anyone since then.
Oh.
When
This
I was
is like the love we were just talking about in that song, that real boring song you just played.
Wow. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, I found that I lost my sense of self and lived to make her happy, even if it hurt me.
Whoa.
Admittedly, I was a tool. I am very happy being single, doing my own damn thing forever, I figure. My roommate, who has never been in a long-term relationship, tries to tell me to get back on the horse. This occurs about once a month. Every time he is hammered, and it is extremely frustrating having the same conversation each month with no change whatsoever. In your opinion, how is it best to approach this conversation the next time it's rolling up? He is a good friend. I want to give him the time of day, but my opinion will not change. Everyone tells me to keep my mind open, which I kind of do, but I really am happier being by myself. Please advise your homeboy, Wally.
This is interesting because my initial feeling is that Wally is upset by what his roommate is saying because he knows there's some truth in it. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, why? I mean, it'd be annoying, right? But would it really keep us up at night? Because it's like, hey, man, I'm happy with the way I am. So even though he says I'm happy with this scenario, I don't know if he really is.
But if somebody said something to you every time they were drunk and that happened every month, no matter what they were saying to you,
Would be annoying.
It would get annoying, right? Wouldn't you want them to shut up about whatever?
I guess it's just like what I'm reading between the lines is that fear is keeping him from opening himself up.
Because what he was in prior to this was not healthy.
He was being drowned by it.
Yeah.
You know, and believe me, I know a little something about losing yourself in a relationship.
That's all you do.
That's all I do with gutters,
Brony jabroni.
brony jabrones. And you know what? It is hard for me to keep risking. But to stop trying, we cut ourselves off from the possibility of something good. So you may be on a different side, and that's all right with me. Señor Rodriguez, you may have something different to say. I'm going to say, I want him to take Wally, and I love you, and I say this from a place of love. I want you to take a real look, and if it is fear that is keeping you from finding love in another place, I want you to release that fear, because that is not a full life lived. I can't believe that being alone is going to be better than finding some sort of connection and love romantically.
If you ever thought that you wanted that, right?
Right. That's exactly right.
I'm not sure. I thought I knew what I was going to say, but then what you said sounded good.
That's surprising that you would say that because, again, I blacked out. I have no idea what I just said.
What I will say is practical information. I think you need to speak to your roommate. I think you need to speak to the roommate when they're not hammered. Find a time to have like a house meeting or something and say, hey, this is going to be super weird, but every time you get hammered, you say these things to me and it's hurtful. And I love you and I respect your opinion. If you feel that way on the real tip, let's have a conversation, but I don't want to hear about it every time you come home.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Solamente
El tipo.
punto.
Señor Rodriguez, anything to add?
I initially was going to say, oye, say to the roommate, my heart is closed, lárgate. But they live together.
Right.
But if fear, you are right, if fear is keeping him from making that connection. But sometimes you don't like the messenger that is showing you the mirror to your heart.
That's right.
And you get fearful and you retreat the other way.
It's interesting, isn't it?
So can I give advice with this accent? Okay, I'll keep talking like this.
Okay, please. I know it gives you a sore throat, and so I appreciate because that's why you're always having those lozenges.
And also my vacations, because I can't
you're
teach.
sucking so many dogs.
No, you couldn't talk like this forever.
No.
Yeah.
And your vacations when you're sucking so many D's that it's hitting the back of the throat.
Right, that is also true. But what I meant was that I'm taking vacations because my throat is so hoarse from talking like this that I can't teach class. Anyways,
Yeah.
you've said it. He should look at himself and be honest, and maybe possibly say to this roommate, "You might be right, but I don't want to hear it from you." Okay.
Right.
I'll do it when I'm ready.
Regardless, the roommate should respect boundaries. And I agree with that. So you got to be very clear with that. And then, but maybe just at the same time, look inward and say, is there anything that's poking a tender spot for me? Mm-hmm. Which I know is a nightclub you're opening here in Marina Del Rey, the Tender Spot.
I am very prolific.
Then I can't wait.
You know what
to
might be
of
good?
age.
A little therapy.
Yeah,
So we can move past what happened 8 years ago.
right.
I think so.
That's interesting too. Okay, move on. .org.
All right. Hi, ladies. Sorry if this is too heavy for the love lockdown, but I think two women of your caliber can handle it.
Never too heavy. Bring it.
Last year, I suddenly lost the love of my life, my fiancé, 2 months before our wedding. This past year has been a living hell of loneliness, depression, despair, and I miss her every day. While I have no intention of dating anytime soon, the thought seems insane because I had already found my soulmate and I'm just too screwed up still. I have come to the conclusion that there are two routes for the rest of my life. I can do it alone or I can do it with someone else. While no one can replace her, I do not want this loneliness forever. What the hell do? I just turned 32, so I'm not exactly young, but I'm not old either. Do I bring up the fact that my fiance died right away? Who would want to date someone with so much baggage? How do I not feel guilty for eventually dating again, et cetera, et cetera? It just seems so complicated. Anyway, I hope all is well in Marina Del Rey. Best, Matt in Massachusetts.
Well, Matt, we're sending you a hug right now. That's a lot to go through. And it sounds like you are doing an amazing job going through it because you know what? you're feeling it all and you're being honest with yourself about how you feel. And that is huge because so many people hide it, right? Their pain with whatever distraction and denial. So you're already in an amazing place to find love if you want it. And that's the big question. If and when. I think personally that living the hashtag authentic life means not holding back, because when you share a vulnerability with somebody, they normally share one right back with you. And that makes you more bonded. It's funny because we all think, oh, if I share something that makes me look vulnerable, it's disgusting. Honestly, I mean, I'm talking from my own experience. You can feel a bit like the loneliest unicorn, you know? But what you usually end up finding out is that when you are honest with somebody about a struggle you're going through, they meet you with some authenticity of their own, because it's almost like there's no way else to, it clears away the bullshit.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely be honest about that. And the right person is going to be not just okay with that, love you more for it.
Yeah. Well, you're in the shit right now, man. This is in the middle of it.
Yeah.
This just happened. Huge. So I want you to give yourself.
This was 2 months ago?
No, it was last year.
Last year, okay.
This is like a lot, though, you know, and you need to give yourself kudos for even being able to write this, you know?
Yeah.
For even being able to think outside of the darkness. Because you are where you need to be. You're not going to push yourself through it. And Marissa's right. You just need to go day by day. Some days are going to be worse than others. Some days you're going to forget about it for a second.
And look how much better today is than it was a
When
year
you wrote
ago.
this even.
Like things do. The one thing about life is it doesn't stay the same. It changes.
Yeah. And you also don't have to make this decision right now.
No.
You can take all the time in the world that you need and lean on all of your support systems, and do try to get out, and also take the time you need to cry on the couch or watch your favorite show that you guys used to watch together, you know?
I also want to say something about Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, who I do believe is 100% legit. And we have a couple real
We should have her on
confirmations
here.
of that. God, I mean, your lips to God's ears.
We're putting that out there.
But Teresa Caputo, when you watch her show, everybody who comes to her with somebody who has passed on and they're afraid of moving on, the guilt is keeping them, their loved one always says, I want you to be happy. And it doesn't seem fake, it seems real. And I know that if she loved you, she would want you to be happy. I mean that. It sounds like a cliche, but I know it's true. So when you remember, when you feel that guilt, if that's what's keeping you from making that next step, push through that, knowing that the person you loved would want most for you to be happy. I believe that in my heart.
And it won't ever take away from what you had with her.
Never.
Never, ever, ever. Holy shit. Thank you so much for
Thanks
writing
for bringing
in.
your hashtag authentic self
For
to us.
sharing your vulnerability. And yeah.
All our love.
All right. If you want to write into Listeners Love Lockdown, it's at wompupthejams@gmail.com. Obviously, you can write about anything. We love to hear from you, and we want that. And we're giving out real advice. Again, we're not
Not
trained
licensed.
professionals.
Our own personal lives. Humongous
Terrible
mess.
shit show. Terrible shit show. But, you know.
So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. All right. We're going to jump into
Spotlight on. Now, Spotlight on Guillermo Rodriguez is a segment where we peel back the layers of who you are. And you are a very open person.
Yes.
So, you know, this will be interesting to see what we uncover, because you're obviously living your life out loud, and that's been working well for you. But what I'd like to take you back to is the last time you saw your family in Cuba. And how you're living your life knowing that they were left behind.
If your goal was to make me cry, the music, I don't know if the Castros are not in power anymore. You know what?
You could go back.
I can go back anytime.
Well, I mean, you are going. You're going back on the field trip in a couple of weeks.
What's
Maybe
it going to
will
be
you
like to see
them?
them? Are you going to see
Will
them?
you see them?
I am going to see them.
Is that what's keeping you apart, or is it your own self?
It is my own self because I cannot rollerblade on the beach next to the water there because it's not, the pavement is not good. It's not, okay, so it comes up.
Okay. That's why you left your parents and your grandparents and your extended cousins. That's an excuse, okay? That's not right. That's as deep as it goes.
Yes, I'm going to see them next week.
Guillermo, you need to dig deeper, honey, because that is not a reason to not be with your family. Wow.
I want to rollerblade by the Pacific
You know
Ocean.
what?
Is that so much to ask?
It is too much to ask. That's not right. Wow.
Wow.
So really, when all that you are is just a dong slinging, shallow, a party man looking for La Vida Loca and not giving a fuck who you leave behind in your wake.
Yep. I am rollerblading, falling in love with myself.
Well, you know what? We don't need it. I don't need you, and I don't need your piñatas, okay? Because we're living #authentic over here. So you can take your hey! I just put a bunch of water on your skin and it's melt and the color's coming off. That's not your real skin tone. Are you even Latin?
No, I'm not. I'm from Milwaukee.
Oh my God!
And my name's Gerard.
Oh my God! Gerard, I will see you in court, you motherfucker.
And my dick's not real either. Here you go.
Oh, it's just made out of Polish sausage. So much Polish sausage, I'm covered in it.
Oh, no.
He just ran out of the room. Oh, and he
Who
left
was
one of
that
his
man?
fucking piñatas here. There
What
better be
happened
some
to
drugs
Miss
in there.
Señora
Hold on a second. There better
Carrata?
be some drugs in there. It's just a bunch of Laffy Taffies, that piece of shit.
What happened to Miss What's-her-name?
Exactly.
Señora.
Senorita Corrado. What happened to Senorita Corrado?
That's what I want to know. We're going to find her tied up in a basement somewhere.
Whoa.
Let's check the boiler room.
All right, Wompsters.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. I'm
This
so
was a
sorry.
real
This was a
doozy.
sham. You know what? Sometimes you get a Trojan horse situation. And by that, I mean, what's this large empty condom he left on his Trojan condom? It's stuck to my leg.
Hey everybody, it's Paul Scheer,
And I'm Amy Nicholson.
and we have a brand new podcast called Unspooled, where we are watching the 100 greatest films of all time.
Voted on by the AFI. We're going to be starting at number 1, Citizen Kane, jumping to number 100 with Ben-Hur, and doing films that we've never even watched before.
And we'll be talking to experts, whether it's a cinematographer or a stuntman. We're going to get behind these movies and figure out what makes them so great. So if you like the way this sounds, why don't you subscribe right now to Unspooled, wherever you listen to your podcast.